Now I will briefly explain the code part of our project, digital clock with alarm function. Here in this code, we uses interrupt functions and delay function, which are used multiple times in the code. And the core part of the project, the core part of the code is the SysTick timer of the TIVA TM4C123. Here in this code, you can see I use SysTick handler and SysTick initialize. And now first of all I initialize the ports of LCD. We use port B, port E, and port F of the microcontroller. And now here is our delay function, which is used for in the later part of the code multiple times. Here all these things are LCD interfacing things like LCD send command, LCD send data, and LCD initialization and LCD clear functions. These are all for LCD interfacing with our microcontroller, LCD sensoring. And here this part is the this is the part of the code where we use to convert characters into integer. And here the next function is our goto function. Here the 0x80 value shows that the cursor moved to the start of the first line, and 0x30 move the cursor to the second line. Now moving to the main function, you can see first of all we use some stuff like our roll number indications, like, and the next we use loops for our time and date settings. This will indicate our time and our day and date. Time is indicated in the first row and the date is indicated in the second row. Now we use continuous functions, like we use multiple loops for our time, minutes, hours, and date and month settings. We can update the values of these things, and also with the alarm function, alarm minutes, alarm hours, alarm settings. Because of these codes, because of these, we can update our value also. We use switch conditions here, like multiple switch conditions, and also define some cases. Now the next part is the SysTick handler function. Basically, the clock works on the SysTick timer of microcontroller, and the SysTick handler and SysTick initialization is the main part of the code. Here it uses some. Here you get benefit of the self-build multiple LEDs of TIVA microcontroller. I uses them as output. When the time or alarm time reaches, the red LED starts to blink, and I take the output of port F. And here is the SysTick initialization function, and that's it.
Now moving toward the working of our project, you can see our LCD, our project is working already. I will go to the program section. Here I will rebuild my code to my microcontroller, rebuild and reload to the microcontroller. Now you can see the project reaches to its initial state. The LCD indicates two rows, one for time and the second row for date. In the time section, the second part of the timer is updating, increasing with 1 second delay. So this shows that our clock is working properly. Basically, it's an alarm clock. Like at a specific time, we set an alarm, and the clock will start to beep. Now we changes the value of our time, in the setting mode. I can change. Yes, you can see here come minutes. Yes, we can update the minute values, like update it to the 4, and yes, we can also change hour values. Similarly, we can update date. We can update the month, like 6, 7, and similarly we can update the years. Now basically the main part is alarm. Yes, we can update here alarm minutes. Like previously I set the minute to 4. Now I would like to set it to 5 and the hour to 2. Now this shows that new setting has been implemented. Now moving toward our clock, this shows, you can see our time, date already has been updated. Now at specific time the alarm will be, yes, you can see at 2 hours and 5 minutes the alarm begin to work, and you can see at alarm time the microcontroller indicates like that. Now as I give this power to buzzer, the microcontroller indicate a purple color light. Here we take benefit of microcontrollers pre-built LEDs. Uh, During its normal working, the microcontroller indicates the toggling green light, and as the alarm time reaches, the microcontroller indicates red light with buzzer. And due to any reason, the supply to the buzzer is cut off. The microcontroller indicates a purple light, showing that the supply to the buzzer has been cut off. The buzzer, the buzzer will. Yes, you can see the alarm indicates the alarm time is 1 minute, like 60 seconds. In the buzzer section, you can see we use a transistor for supply to the buzzer. Here, transistor work as a switch, so that a huge power supply, a large power supply up to 9 volt, can be applied to the buzzer, so it will beep loudly. Yes, this is the working of our project. Thank you.
Task. First I have included the library for Tiva, after that some prototypes, and then I have declared some global variables. So first I have configured SysTick timer. So let me explain you the configuration of SysTick timer. First I have made the value of control register 0 because we have to stop the timer. After that I have included the value of reload register. Here reload calculated from formula, and the calculated value is 16,000 minus 1, and after that the current value is 0, and after that NIC control all register. And control all register we have to set the bit 0 1 2 bit 0 1 2. The bit 1 has importance because we always have to set bit 1 bit 2 and bit 0, but bit 1 is only set when we wanna use or when we wanna configure SysTick timer as interrupt. So we have to enable interrupt, and then bit for interrupt is 1. After that our second thing is we have to configure SysTick timer routine and count after every 1 millisecond elapse. So let's come to that point. So here void SysTick handler counter plus plus. So first of all I have made this global variable counter value equal to 0. So if the counter value increases 1000 millisecond, means when 1000 milliseconds or 1 second has crossed, our millisecond value gets updated. Millisecond value becomes equal to, initially this millisecond value is 0, and in first iteration our millisecond value will be 1000 millisecond, or you can say 1 second. After that the counter value again becomes 0 because we want to generate after 1 second or 1000 millisecond. So after each 1000 millisecond this counter value becomes equal to 0, and after that for every 1 second our green LED on port F turns on. To turn on this LED we have also unlocked port F. Here comes port F being unlocked for usage. Here I have unlocked port F. First I have given clock, then I have unlocked the key, then all pins, and then I have given the direction, then I have digitally enabled, then I have used. So basically when we have to send character, it's simple because we just have to put or store the value of character in data register of UART. However, if we want to print some integer value, then it's not that simple. So let me tell you about this while loop. So what does it do? Here you can see flag register of UART 0. What does it do? In flag register here there are some bits, you can say, for example receiving or transmitting using FIFO, without using FIFO. When you are using FIFO you can store some bits. For example, when your data is being sent, your incoming data can be stored so that it doesn't get overwritten or it doesn't get garbaged. That's why sometimes you enable FIFO or disable FIFO. Here FIFO, empty FIFO TX, we are sending data, so we are using transmitting bit 7. So here that's why we have to check if this bit is 0, then our data register stores value of character. That's for character. However, if here we want to send integer, then that's not simple, although we have to do the same procedure. But first we have to do this. Here we have to store that into array, and after that this array can be stored in data register. This procedure is same, but first we have to convert that character into so here after that we have configured UART0. To configure so UART0 functionality is available at port A. So for that we have to give clock to port A. After that we have given delay 3 times. After that we have to unlock the keys. Then we have put the GPIO low key. After that we have unlocked the pins and then digitally enabled alternative function select, and then we have put the value of PCTL register. Then this is basically configuration of UART, but after that we have to enable UART registers. So first of all we have stopped UART0, we have enabled, we have called UART enable A this function. After that we have given delay. After that we have put these values of baud rate registered, fractional baud rate registered, LCRH value. We have set these values by setting corresponding bits of registers, and after that we have called this function again UART0 port, which we have already configured here, and after that this value including bit 0, bit 8 and bit 9 set to 1, we get corresponding hex value 0xC01. So this is task 3. After that what we have to do, we have to perform lab task 4, which is define a function that prints working and millisecond elapsed. So here in task 4, first I have made character string first word, character string second word, and then void UART send string character. So here I have made while loop which will continue until or unless last character of the string is reached. For example, first when it will print W, then it will again come to O, then string plus plus until or unless G is reached, and then we come here in this loop. This is our main function in which every function is called. Here in while loop, if send data, UART sends milli. First of all, we have already discussed how millisecond elapsed function works, and here we have called that millisecond gets prints. Then in next line start we print UART send character, and after that first word, second word. This is how our program works. That's all.